this video, we're going to take a look at the Blacksmiths Forge and in particular their organizational system for managing their resources. We're going to look at how they know who gets what type of weapons and armor, as well as what mines get what types of picks and shovels. And we're also going to take a peek at their alloying guide to see how they know what metals to use for what application. So we'll go into the forge. And of particular interest in this case is these three boxes: the distribution by class, distribution by site, and the metal usage and alloying guide. So let's look at this first box. This is the distribution by class box. And what this is, this shows the blacksmiths who gets what type of weapons and armor based on class. All our classes are organized by color. There's a color coding guide here for the blacksmiths to reference. But real quickly, we've got miners, and they're red. Our masons are orange. Porters are yellow. Farmers are green. Landscapers are cyan. Engineers are blue. Night mages are purple. Carpenters are brown. Blacksmiths are black. Surveyors are green. Chefs are pink. And tryouts are white. So a blacksmith can look in here and reference this setup when somebody work orders for some personal armor or some personal heavy armor or a weapon. So let's say, for example, a carpenter orders some carpenter armor and some carpenter heavy armor. They can look at the color coding guide if they need to, but they know that brown means that the carpenters get an Angmallen sword and Angmallen plate mail if that's what they want, or if they only ordered the light armor, they would get brown armor. So this is a handy way for them to know who gets what. As for when they're dealing with work orders to send a load of picks out to a mine, the miners don't specify what type of pick, and we do that intentionally because we don't always have the highest quality metals available, and miners aren't always apprised as to what's available to the blacksmith in terms of orders for crafting these tools. So miners simply specify we need 26 picks at such and such mine, and the blacksmith keeps track of what mines get what types of tools in very much the same fashion as organized over here. We've got, the gold mine, the manganese mine, the copper mine, the mixed mine, the cobblestone represents the quarry. At the forestry station, the farmers are represented by the wheat, and the sapphire mine. And then some odd jobs would require better tools for picking limestone, granite, marble, diamonds as well. So this is an easy way for a blacksmith to look in here and see what type of tool they're supposed to send out to a specific mine. So for example, if a work order comes in, a miner needs 26 picks at the copper mine, blacksmith can look in here and go, okay, here's the copper, and they get copper pickaxes in this case if they're ordering picks. Or if they ordered shovels, they would get copper shovels. If it was a work order for picks out at the sapphire mine, they would look here and they would say, okay, I have to make Damascus steel picks in this case. So that is the distribution by site box. Now, blacksmiths have these metals and ores available to them, and they can crush these up, and the result is these dusts, and you can mix these dusts to create new metals. So these are the dusts and ingots organized from left to right. And here is our metal usage and alloying guide box. And a blacksmith can come in here and look and see what the best use for each type of ore is, or alloy. And in dealing just with the top 3 rows, this is laid out 3 rows at a time. So these next 3 rows are a continuation of this top part, and then these last 3 rows are a continuation of these 3 rows here. So a blacksmith can look and see, okay, zinc its best use is for making dust, and dust is used for alloying. Copper's best use is for tools, and then here's a recipe. When you mix zinc with copper, you get brass. And here's brass. The best use for brass is making brass chests. With tin, the best use is to make dust for alloying, and here's another recipe. When you have copper and tin, you get bronze. And bronze, the best use is for weapons and armor. Here we have iron, and its best use is for engineering and other applications. You know, if we need buckets or other mechanical contraptions and whatnot, it's best that we use iron for that rather than wasting it all on tools. We have other metals we can use for tools, so we reserve iron for engineering or mechanical or other crafting purposes. Silver's best use is for alloying. Gold's best use is for alloying. And when you mix silver and gold, you get electrum. Electrum's best use is for chest making and storage. Here's another recipe. When you mix bronze with gold, you get hepatizin. And hepatizan's best use is for tools. When you mix iron with gold, you get angmalin. Angmalin's best use is for weapons and armor. And when you mix bronze with iron, you get Damascus steel, and its best use is weapons, armor, and tools. And then over here we have manganese for alloying. Iron manganese equals steel, and its best use is weapons and armor. So that is the metal usage and alloying guide and how it applies to the distribution by class and distribution by site at the forge. Thanks for watching.